Why attraction sometimes fades without warning. One of the most confusing experiences in dating is watching someone slowly lose interest. Even though nothing dramatic happened, there wasn't a huge argument. Nobody cheated. Nothing obviously went wrong. Yet somehow, the excitement begins to fade. The conversations become shorter. The effort becomes smaller. The enthusiasm slowly disappears. Many men immediately assume she met someone else. Sometimes that's true, but often, the real reason is much more subtle. Attraction rarely disappears overnight. It usually fades through small patterns that go unnoticed. Tiny behaviors, repeated habits, emotional shifts. The interesting part is that most people don't even realize they're happening. Today, we're going to explore the hidden psychology behind fading attraction, why it often happens long before anyone talks about it, and what emotionally intelligent men understand that keeps attraction growing instead of slowly disappearing. Let's begin. Number 1. Familiarity can replace curiosity. At the beginning of a relationship, everything feels new. You're learning about each other. Every conversation feels interesting. Every date feels different. But over time, something changes. The excitement of discovery naturally decreases. That's completely normal. The problem begins when curiosity disappears altogether. Some couples stop asking questions, stop sharing new experiences, stop growing as individuals. Life becomes predictable, and when nothing continues evolving, attraction often begins standing still as well. Healthy relationships don't stay exciting because everything is new. They stay exciting because both people continue growing. Number 2. Emotional predictability can become emotional complacency. Emotional stability is attractive, but complacency isn't. There's an important difference. Emotionally stable people create peace. Complacent people stop making effort. They assume, I already have the relationship. The thoughtful conversations become less frequent. The appreciation becomes less visible. The small acts of kindness slowly disappear. Not because they stopped caring, but because they stopped being intentional. Attraction often fades, not from one major mistake, but from many small moments of neglect. Number 3. Losing your own life changes the dynamic. One of the biggest mistakes many people make is slowly making the relationship their entire identity. Friends become less important. Goals get postponed. Personal growth slows down. Everything begins revolving around one person. At first, it feels like commitment. Over time, it often becomes dependence. Healthy attraction usually exists between two complete individuals, not one complete person, and another person who has abandoned everything else. Ironically, maintaining your own purpose often strengthens the relationship, not weakens it. Number 4. People fall in love with who you are, not who you pretend to be. At the beginning of dating, many people naturally put their best foot forward. That's normal. But eventually, the real personality appears. If someone spends months pretending to be confident, pretending to be emotionally mature, pretending to have values they don't actually live by, the difference eventually becomes impossible to hide. Women often lose attraction, not because the man changed, but because they finally discovered who he really was. Authenticity creates lasting attraction. Performance creates temporary attraction. So far, we've seen that attraction can quietly fade when curiosity disappears, when effort turns into complacency, when someone loses their own identity, or when authenticity is replaced by performance. But the next psychological reasons are even more surprising, because they explain why emotional habits matter more than romantic gestures, why respect quietly influences attraction every day, and why the strongest relationships continue growing long after the honeymoon phase ends. Number 5. Unresolved conflict slowly changes how people feel. Many people think attraction disappears because of one big argument. In reality, it's often the small, unresolved issues that do the damage. The conversations that never happened, the feelings that were never expressed, the apologies that were never made. Over time, small disappointments begin to accumulate. Each one seems insignificant on its own, But together, they slowly change the emotional atmosphere of the relationship. Emotionally intelligent men understand that healthy relationships don't avoid conflict. They handle it, because every unresolved issue creates distance. Every honest conversation creates the opportunity for connection. Number 6. Taking someone for granted weakens attraction. One of the easiest ways to lose something valuable is to stop appreciating it. At the beginning of a relationship, people naturally notice the little things. They express gratitude. They compliment each other. They make time for one another. As time passes, those habits sometimes disappear. Not because love disappears, because familiarity makes people assume those things no longer matter. But appreciation never becomes unnecessary. Feeling valued is one of the deepest emotional needs in any relationship. The smallest expressions of gratitude often have the biggest long-term impact. Number 7. Emotional reactions become predictable. Everyone has emotions. Everyone has difficult days. That's completely normal. The problem isn't having emotions. The problem is reacting to every emotion without thinking. Imagine someone who becomes defensive every time they receive feedback, who gets angry during every disagreement, who shuts down whenever life becomes stressful. Eventually, their partner begins anticipating those reactions. That anticipation creates emotional tension. Emotionally mature men learn to pause before reacting. They listen before defending themselves. They respond instead of exploding. That kind of emotional discipline makes relationships feel safer. And emotional safety helps attraction survive difficult seasons. Number 8. Growth should never stop. The people you are today won't be exactly the same people 5 years from now. You'll learn, change, face new challenges, develop new goals. Healthy couples grow together through those changes. Unhealthy couples expect the relationship to stay exactly the same forever. That's rarely possible. Women often admire men who continue growing, not because they become perfect, but because they remain curious, disciplined, purpose-driven. A man who keeps improving himself brings fresh energy into the relationship. Growth keeps admiration alive, and admiration quietly strengthens attraction. A truth many people discover too late. Here's something that surprises many people. Attraction rarely disappears all at once. It fades through repeated emotional experiences, small disappointments, unspoken resentment, neglected appreciation, loss of purpose, lack of emotional growth. Individually, they seem small. Together, they slowly change how two people feel about each other. We've now seen why unresolved conflict creates emotional distance, why appreciation keeps attraction alive, why emotional discipline matters during difficult moments, and why personal growth should never stop. But the final lessons may be the most important, because they reveal why attraction isn't something you earn once, why respect quietly shapes desire, and why the healthiest relationships never stop choosing each other, even after the excitement of the beginning has faded. Number 9. Respect is the foundation of lasting attraction. Many people believe attraction comes first, but over time, respect becomes even more important. Think about the healthiest relationships you've seen. They aren't built on excitement alone. They're built on admiration. Each person respects the other's character, their discipline, their honesty, their emotional maturity. When respect begins to disappear, attraction often follows. Not immediately, but gradually. That's why emotionally intelligent men protect respect just as carefully as they protect love. Because attraction struggles to survive where respect no longer exists. Number 10. Comfort should never replace intention. Feeling comfortable with someone is a beautiful thing. It means trust has grown. The relationship feels safe. You can truly be yourself. But comfort can become dangerous when it turns into carelessness. You stop planning quality time. You stop expressing appreciation. You stop showing curiosity about each other's lives. Without realizing it, you're no longer investing in the relationship. You're simply existing inside it. Healthy relationships remain intentional, not because they have to, but because both people understand that what isn't cared for eventually begins to fade. Number 11. Attraction grows where both people continue choosing each other. One of the biggest misconceptions about relationships is that commitment is a finish line. It isn't. Every day presents another opportunity to choose each other, to communicate, to listen, to support, to grow, to laugh together, to solve problems together. Emotionally mature men understand that lasting attraction isn't maintained by grand romantic gestures. It's maintained by consistent effort, small actions, repeated over time. Those small actions eventually become the relationship itself. Number 12. The goal isn't to chase attraction. It's to become the kind of person who sustains it. Many men spend years searching for techniques. The perfect text, the perfect date, the perfect strategy. But lasting attraction isn't built on tricks. It's built on character. A man who is emotionally stable, purpose-driven, respectful, authentic, and continuously growing naturally becomes more attractive over time. Not because he's trying to impress anyone, but because those qualities improve every relationship in his life. The bigger lesson: if attraction fades, don't immediately assume the relationship is over. Instead, ask better questions. Have we stopped appreciating each other? Have we stopped growing? Have we stopped communicating honestly? Have we stopped making each other feel valued? Those questions often reveal far more than searching for someone to blame. Because attraction usually fades through patterns, not isolated moments. Final message. If there's one thing to remember from this video, it's this. Attraction isn't something you win once. It's something you nurture. The strongest relationships aren't the ones that never face challenges. They're the ones where both people continue investing in each other, long after the excitement of the beginning has passed. So don't chase constant excitement. Build consistency. Protect respect. Express appreciation. Keep growing. Stay emotionally grounded. And never stop becoming the kind of person your partner can continue admiring year after year. Because lasting attraction isn't created by one unforgettable moment. It's created by hundreds of small moments, handled with patience, character, and intention. Click the subscribe button, like, share, and follow for more.